Friends, today in this lecture we will be talking about the solar photovoltaic cell and modules. Solar cell is nothing but a semiconductor material which is having phosphorus as well as boron as impurities. This creates a p-n junction, and when sunrise falls on the cell, the electrons get excited and they start traveling through this p-n junction, which causes the flow of electricity, and flow of electricity is nothing but the light. So this is how the solar cell creates flow of electrons. The typical solar cell is a square, typically about 6 inch by 6 inch, and it is also having a thickness of the order of 150 to 200 micron. Within the cell you will find a lot of small hair like strips, and those are nothing but the carriers of electron. These are, silver etching is done to carry the electrons generated, and finally they connect with each other and form a solar panel. A typical solar panel is comprised of 60 or 72 cells. They are connected in series, and each cell is producing roughly about half a watt power. So keep this number in your mind, that each cell produces about half watt. So if you got a 72 cell solar panel, it produces approximately 36 to 40 volt as voltage, and the current produced is of the order of 8 to 8.5 ampere from a solar panel which is of 72 cells. If the solar panel is of 60 cell, it is typically producing about 250 to 260 watt power, and the current produced is also in the range of 7.5 to 8 ampere. But nowadays most of the solar panel suppliers supply panels of 72 cell. The dimension of this solar panel is also typically the width is about 1 meter, and the height of the solar panel is about 2 meter. So this is a 2 meter square surface area. The efficiency of solar panel is nothing but, you can understand, it is about close to 20% efficiency. So when this solar panel is exposed to full sunlight, 20% of the electricity is converted into electrons. 20% of the sunlight is converted into electrons. So at the peak sun, this 1 meter by 2 meter, that is 2 meter square solar surface, is receiving something like 2000 watt of solar radiations, and it is converting about 17% of this into electrons or electricity. So that means 17% of 2000 watt, that is about 340 or 350 watt panel means, and that is how you are having the dimensions as well as specifications of a solar panel. So while we talk about these solar panels, there are two types. Generally we talk about the crystalline silicon solar panels. However, there are thin film solar panels which are made of cadmium telluride or CIGS technology, that is copper, indium, gallium and selenide. The thin film also have the amorphous silicon panels. Typically, the thin film solar panels efficiency is lesser as compared to the crystalline silicon panels. Within crystalline, you will find there are two categories. One is the solar panels known as monocrystalline solar panel. They looks black in their color, as well as you have got the solar panels which are known as polycrystalline solar panels. If you look at the polycrystalline solar panels, they are visible like a blue colored solar panel. Now, it is important to know about the solar panels in series and parallel connections. Typically, we connect about 20 solar panels in series, which is known as string. And when we connect multiple strings in parallel, that is known as array. So friends, we have discussed solar cell, solar panel, string, as well as array. Now, there is an important aspect here when you have multiple strings and they are producing electricity, and if the solar panels are connected in series, then the current will flow from one panel to the another panel, and the overall current flow in a string will be dictated by the weakest performing string. For example, in this case, the module which is producing 2 ampere current will be dictating the output of rest of the modules, and the overall string performance you will get output as 2 ampere. So that is a loss, and because if various modules are connected in series, and if the one of the module, maybe because of shading, is generating less current, then it will dictate the current flow of rest of the modules in a string, and this is known as module mismatch losses.